Maayong buntag sa atong mga televiewers na silang tagsang panimalay ug kamugatan-aw sa atong programang The NCCA Hour. Sa sulod sa usa ka oras, inyuhang matan-awan ang usa ka storya nga magdungag kaninyo kahibalo may tungod sa atong sine ug kultura nga naguluhag Gintong Pula. Kining programa hatod kaninyo sa Pambansang Komisyon sa Sine ug Kultura nga gipanguluhan ni Professor Felipe De Leon nga mo'y chairman ug ginang Emilita V. Almusara nga mo'y executive director. Uban sa pagkigtambayayong sa Federation of International Cable TV Association of the Philippines nga gipanguluhan ni ginang Estelita J. Tamano. Kining programa dunay pulo katulumanon nga magdayag sa atong adunahang sugilanon, kultura ug sining nga atong idalit matag adlaw sa mga cable TV sa tibuok nasod. Ako si Ferdinand Villaseñor, ang inyong host. Ang atuang kasaysayan na puno sa kaul-anan tungo sa pagsakop sa mga langyaw sama sa mga Espanyol, Hapon, British ug mga Amerikano. Sila milampo sa ilang tinguha sa paggamit kanato ug sa atong natural na mga kapanghaan alang sa ilang kaayuhan. Ang bulawan mao ang usa sa mga natural natong bililhon butang na makita dinhi sa atong nasod apan gikuha kini ug giangkon sa mga langyaw aron sa ilang kaayuhan apan kapig-utan sa atong mga Pilipino. Inyo makitaan karon kung unsa ang gibuhat sa mga langyaw kanato ug giunsa sa mga niadtong Pilipino pagbarog, batok niadtong niabusar kanato, ug giunsa sa pagpanalipod sa mga Pilipino ang atong kaugalingong kultura.
In a village of this northern mountain range, the tale has been told in all its variations, of how a golden tree magically sprung up in the midst of a village, and how its villagers were instructed to partake only of its fruit. But seeing the tree in all its golden splendor incited greed among the people. The tree loosened at the roots and fell to the ground with a great crash, its broken pieces burrowing deep into the earth. Golden dust fell into the nearby streams and rivers. And a mighty voice from the heavens declared that as punishment for the people's greed and disobedience, they must dig deep into the earth to retrieve the particles that emulate the brilliance of the sun. In the mountain province, the direction of the famous gold mines runs almost in a straight line, from Suyuk to Sapid, through Buning and Basil. The Igorots say that it was in these regions where the upper part of the golden tree fell. the rest of it scattered amongst the 7,100 other islands. When the Spanish conquistadores first set foot on the Philippine Islands, they were mesmerized by the amount of gold they saw in use. Gold, the eternal metal, became the most coveted of conquests. Saturday, March 16, 1521, the chronicler Antonio de Pigafetta wrote,
"The island where we were is called Umun, but insomuch as we found 2 springs there of the clearest water, we called it Aquada degli Buoni Segnali, the watering place of good signs, for there were the first signs of gold which we found in those districts."
March 29, 1521, on the island of Butuan, Pigafetta chronicles,
"Pieces of gold the size of walnuts and eggs are found by shifting the earth in the island of that king who came on our ship. All the dishes of that king are of gold, and also some portions of his house. Wherever we went, we found a great display of these articles."
The journals were enough to excite the gold-thirsty conquistadores. Gold had been an integral part of everyday life in ancient Philippines. Population centers like Bohol, Samar, and Mindoro were part of a trading system that included parts of Borneo and Sulawesi. Upon the Spaniards' arrival, much of the gold resources had been worked to a considerable extent. What the Spaniards saw and chronicled were remnants from a classical age that must have come before the Spanish conquests. Still, there was gold in astonishing quantities, worn as part of normal attire by persons otherwise almost naked. It was a symbol of power and prestige. He who wore the most ranked high in social status. It paid for fines and slaves and a bride's dowry. And most shocking to the Christian Spaniards,
In the sin of the flesh, the men commonly place in their genital member and ordinarily carry it in a certain wheel or ring with round spurs in the form of this margin, which they make of lead or brass or some of gold.
but more than its intrinsic value, gold to the ancient Filipino had a deeper significance. It was considered a mystical and divine substance. Gold was a talisman. It possessed magical powers that protected one, even in the world beyond, where the afterlife was also embellished with gold. In this paradise were trees loaded with ripe fruit and fastened to the earth by chains of gold, which served as roots. Of gold also were the ornaments, the bells, the earrings. The conquistadores steadily collected their royal fifth as tribute to the Spanish crown, even if it meant breaking sacred ground. Because much of their gold had already been taken, the ancient Filipino purposely slowed down their production of gold and clandestinely got enough for their own needs. The Spaniards mistook the small gold output and the nonchalant attitude for sloth and laziness.
They do not even try to become wealthy. They do not accumulate riches. They take only the amount necessary for their use, thus making the earth their purse.
After 50 years of costly explorations, the expectations of finding a treasure trove as they did in the Americas was abandoned. The pieces of the mythical golden tree were left where they lay. This gift from the gods, these treasures from the datos, were left alone at last.
Ug diri natapos ang atong programa hatod kaninyo sa NCCA Hour na may tulumanong Gintong Pula. Daghang salamat sa inyong pagtan-aw ug hangtod sa sunod natong panagkita.